So I want to give you guys a little taste of our training program. So in the very first inaugural address to the United States, President Washington said the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty. You know that thing inside you that says, I want to be free? And the destiny of the Republican form of government are staked on the experiment entrusted into the hands of the American people. So that's your first president, right? And then for the next 100 years, every single president of the United States at the federal level, they specifically refer to the Republican model of government in their inaugural addresses. And at that point, around that time frame, the language started to change. So the founders of this United States started with some assumptions. What were those assumptions? The very first assumption is that government in itself is not powerful. Assumption number one. Assumption number two is that governance is meant to protect you from the dangerous effects of power. What is power? According to them, all political power is inherent in the people. What if the power in the people is unrestricted? Anarchy. So what is governance? Governance is meant to put controls over power to prevent us going over the cliff of anarchy. The founders created this form of government, this Republican form of government, to balance us between this cliff and that cliff. And our assumptions have changed from their original assumptions. We assume, even in this room, that government has too much power, when in fact, it doesn't. I'm going to give you an illustration to help you with this. In this building, this institution called, what's the name of this church? Grace Church, right? In this church, does it have power in itself? No! Somebody connected the power somewhere. So there's a point in this building where the power comes in. Anybody know where it's at? Okay, so Ben's point, the power comes in on that side of the building. All right? Now, is there a light switch in here somewhere? Ben, oh, sir, representative, right? Okay, don't turn it off yet, sir. Hold on. All of you in favor of the representative of controlling the power, say aye. You almost got unelected there, sir. All in favor of this representative controlling the power, say aye. Right? Think about it. The institution of the state government of Virginia. The institution of the state government of Virginia elects a delegated authority to do what? To control power. So when he goes and he makes the rule, what is that rule? That rule is limiting your decisions or unrestricting your decisions. What it does is it restricts or not restricts your activity as a citizen. Now, if I pull the light switch cover off of that, sir, would you be willing to stick your finger on the light switch for us to test to see how powerful it actually is? Why do we put controls over it? It's to prevent the dangerous effects of power. So in the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson said, the laws of nature and of nature's God assume among the powers of the earth our equal and separate station as entities. That's their very first assumption. And then he went into governance. He said to secure our rights, governments are instituted deriving their just powers from who? No, it's not from who, it's from what? From your consent. From the consent of the governed. And then in the third sentence, it goes into how you organize those powers. How are your powers organized in Virginia? You have city political stuff, you have county, you have the state of Virginia, and you have the federal relationship with every state. Remember that? The United States shall guarantee to every state. You have a relationship with all of them. You've organized those powers. Those institutions derive their powers. And then there's an assumption that all power is vested in and derived from the people. We just don't know how to wield it. And we assume that governance is equal to power, and it's not. That's just a real small sampling of our very first class. And what we do with you over 7 to 9 months is we work on what I call the plaque of conventional wisdom in your mind with regards to your relationship with your government and your fellow citizens.